Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? So tonight, they're all special shows, but episode 43, which is tonight, is a very special episode because it's my Mother's Day episode. So I want to welcome everybody, and Mother's Day is this Sunday, which I can't see the date from here, but I think it's the 13th. So this Sunday, the 13th, will be Mother's Day. So I thought it would be appropriate to have a Mother's Day show. And already people are coming in. Sherry Sanders has come in. Hi. Keith Bracey. Krista Piero has joined. Hi, Krista Piero. Thank God you're here. If you're not here, I panic. So, okay, it's my Mother's Day edition. Let me just remind everybody that you are tuned in to armeddigitalmedia.com, which is under Armed Radio. Armed Radio is our mother station. armeddigitalmedia.com, armedglobalradio.com. And these are radio stations that you can listen to online. Get your TuneIn app, listen to online, and go from there. And there's a million great new shows now. So we just want to thank you for coming back week after week after week to watch What's the Story with Maria. So tonight, what I want to do is I want to... first of all, I want to remind everybody, because we're really busy people, and I want to remind everybody that about Mother's Day, and make sure you go out and get your mother a present, or your sisters, or your wives, or anybody that you think it's important to acknowledge. And there's probably more people in your life that are important to acknowledge than you can imagine. So Joseph Brennan has joined. Hi, Joe. That's Lynn Portis' husband and my friend. Jason Peck has joined. Welcome to our Mother's Day show. So now I'm glad you're here, Joe, because I want to tell you the reason that another reason. Hi, Isabella Raskowski. I know who that is too. One of the reasons that I wanted to do this show tonight about moms is because I was talking with my friend Lynn. I was driving to Boston. I went to Boston last week to visit my family, and just for literally 24 hours. And I was driving, and Lynn called me, and we were just talking. And I said, you know what? I really want to do a Mother's Day show. I don't know who my guest should be, and blah, blah, blah. And she said, you shouldn't have any guests. I was like, yeah, but then it's just me. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. She was like, you can handle it. And then she said, let your mom be your guest. And I thought that was so beautiful. And I was like, you're right. So there's so many things going on. There's so many things going on in my head. And so when I went to Boston, I visited with my sister, who I adore, who's one of my favorite moms, who is a real badass, and I love her. My sister Carla Schleif of European Flair out in Concord. I'm going to give her a shout out. And I saw my Ziana, who is my mom's sister, who is just an amazing human being and just like the light of my life. And my grandma, my Nonna Liberuccia, oh my God, she's 98 years old, and we're still all afraid of her. She is still the boss. So these are like women in my life that my mom passed in 2009 on Thanksgiving. So even though my mom's not physically here, I have all these amazing other people in my life that I was talking about filling in the gaps, and how other people can fill in the gaps. And they do. And I was raised by these amazing women. So I wanted to talk about that too. And then while I was home, I saw my cousin Rena. So Rena, I love my cousin Rena. She usually joins us somewhere. And then I thought my last stop, I was running out of time, but I'm like, I got to go see my cousin Marisa. So Marisa, I asked her to call in. She's going to call in a couple minutes. And Marisa's really fun. And she is an amazing mom. We're going to talk about, she has 3 great kids. And so Marisa, I got to show you, Marisa's here. This is our parents. That's my mom on the other side there. And that's my Uncle Johnny, Marisa's dad. And Marisa, there you are. I don't know if you see yourself. There you are. There's me. I'm holding a kitty cocktail there. If that wasn't a shape of things to come. And there's my sister Carla, who I was talking about. And I think that's Jerry, Marisa's brother, and Ronnie, Rena's brother. So this is back in the day. And we all used to hang out in these little kitty cocktail parties, happy birthday parties. So let me just acknowledge Marilena Savino has come in. Hi, Marilena. I was just talking about Jerry in that little picture. I have to show this one more time. Rena, you can see this. This is we're all there. Rena's there too. Rena's back here. I think There's Rena, I believe. All right, so this was all of us. I know, I love this picture too. Look how handsome your dad is, Marisa. Holy moly, unbelievable. So anyway, we grew up really, really close. And you know, when you hear those sayings like it takes a village, that's what they mean. It's like when we grew up, I mean, I'm from the north end of Boston. I'm very proud of that. That's where I grew up. And I have my St. Anthony shirt on, you guys. The North End, St. Anthony's Feast. You see it? I wore it. I was like, what should I wear for tonight's show? And the first thing I thought was my mother would want me to dress up, but I can't do it. I need a day off. So I'm not dressing up. No earrings today, Mom. I'm sorry. But I did wear my St. Anthony shirt, and I thought that she would be pleased. And we would represent the North End when we grew up. So I want to talk about, oh, there's Judy Mesa. Hi, Judy Mesa, one of my favorite moms. All right, so this is where I grew up, the North End of Boston. And they have these amazing cookbooks now that exist that have all the recipes of the North End. And they have pictures of these people that we know, that we grew up with. There's a bunch of pictures in this book of people. I mean, look at these guys. You know, these are actual people from the North End that we grew up with. When they did this cookbook, they actually put like locals in there. And they're like, hi, Julie Angelina. She is checking in from Australia. These are just people that we knew, that you grow up with in the street in your neighborhood, like the fruit guy, the butcher, you know, so many, all these people from Pachi, which was like the cold cut store, the pastries. Look at all this. This is a great book. And there's 2 editions of that. So if you're Italian or you want to cook like an Italian, this is it's called the Italian Cookbook, the North End Italian Cookbook. And this is like the 3rd edition. There's a bunch of editions. And I can't say enough about it because they're very simple. They're simple recipes for simple people. And, you know, I talk about immigration a lot, and it means a lot to me because my family came from another country. And if it wasn't for their courage and if it wasn't for their persistence, we wouldn't be here. And we have like an amazing family, like really amazing, you know, like I'm very lucky. I have this gigantic, wonderful, warm, productive, great family. So, hey, there's Joe Savino. Hey, Joe, what's up? I was just talking about the North End, Joe, and I showed the North End cookbook. I have my St. Anthony Feast shirt on today because it's the Mother's Day special. So I thought you would appreciate that. Joe's a big North Ender. And Kate Greer is here, so welcome to Kate Greer. So I was talking about how important it was that these people came here and worked so hard, and I have nothing but gratitude for them. So for all of them, and they really was like a real village. Like where I grew up in the North End, you knew everybody and everybody knew you. And we used to yell across, like my grandmother lived on Margaret Street, and we used to literally bring down the window, put up the window, and we would yell out to Zimbagalina's kids who lived across the street. They would yell out at each other. That's what we didn't call each other. I mean, it was way before cell phones and even phones. Some people didn't have phones. So we would call out, and it was like the clotheslines. We had the clotheslines out. And then my Uncle Joe was on the right, like 2 buildings down, and my Aunt Frances. So they would call out to each other. It was like just this amazing community of people, and we knew everybody. It was just like it really did take a village, and I'm so grateful for those people. Jeffrey Campbell has joined us. Hi, Jeffrey. It's just me tonight, Jeffrey. It's nobody else but me, and I have call-ins coming in. So, yes, clotheslines, Kate Greer, actual clotheslines. My grandmother would hang things on, and they would just push the clothesline, and it was like in the middle of the street. And then they had a roof. So everybody had a roof. So we would go up to the roof, and they would hang more clothes. So my grandma lived on the 5th floor, I think. All walk-ups, but amazing buildings. So I think what I'm going to do, Marisa, I know you're calling in a couple minutes, so call in anytime you want, and we're going to go from there. Before I do that, or maybe after Marisa, I will. I want to give some shout-outs to some of my friends' moms who are so special. So yeah, very West Side Story, Kate. You're absolutely right. And you know, in the 60s and in the 70s, well, mostly in the 60s, but even in the early 70s, that's the way they did it. You know, nobody had dryers. Like dryers were such a big deal. Well, I can't remember who was first in our family to get a dryer, but that's how you dried your clothes. you know, and sometimes they even washed clothes in the sink or like in the bathtub. That's how we grew up, you know. So we came from very humble beginnings, and when I talk about my food section of the night tonight, I'm going to talk about how we didn't even know that we were, I guess we were poor. I hate to say that, because I'm not insulting any of my relatives, because we didn't feel poor. We didn't act poor, whatever that meant. We were just humble, you know. We didn't have much. Okay, you know who's calling me? My cousin Marisa Raskowski. Oh my God, I can't wait. Marisa, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How are you, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just answered the phone and dropped all my papers. But anyway, so I'm picking up my papers. Jesus. So did you see the picture that I showed of your dad and my mom? Did you see?
I love that picture. And I have a copy of it because your dad made one for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He made a few really great copies for me.
Yeah, my dad is really good like that. He's like a photo guy.
Absolutely.
And he's good with, that's one of the great presents that he's given me over the years. He's very much, my mother used to take a lot of pictures too. My dad and my mom.
Yeah, she always gives everybody a copy of the pictures in an envelope, most times with a ribbon wrapped around it.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So before there was digital stuff, you know, they used to take pictures with these little, sometimes those cameras with the big flashes on them. Remember the little yeah, remember the flash, whatever that thing was, the flash tower? Oh my God.
Sunburn from the flash.
Sunburn from the flash. You're right. So they used to have these, and my mother used to take a ton of pictures. And Marisa just said, they used to, hi, Michael Gargani, he's just joined us. Okay, so Julie Angelina from Australia is saying, do you guys not use clotheslines? Not anymore. Maybe like in the, do you still use it?
I have a comment about the clothesline. I think we may have been the first ones in the family to get a dryer when we moved to Stoneham.
Oh,
however,
so your family, I was trying to remember.
My mother didn't want to use it, and we were the only people in the new subdivision. But the first thing my father had to install was the clothesline.
Oh my God, yeah, because you also didn't want to. It was funny, you didn't want to act like it was showing off. Like a dryer was a big deal. Like,
and dryer was a big deal.
Do you remember?
I think it was a house gift from Nani and Nono.
And Nani and Nono, I believe that. Now wait, do you remember Marisa? Hi, Maria Filiomani. She's joined us from out in New Jersey. I saw her last week. Maria, I love you. We're talking about Italian things. You're going to love the show. It's the Mom Show. So if you just joined, this is our Mother's Day edition. And of course, you know, Marisa, my cousin Marisa has called in. We're Italian, so we're talking about so many Italian things. So now, Marisa, do you remember the first people in our family to have a color TV?
Who was the first one?
Nani. Nonna Liberucci, yeah. Nonna Judy bought her a color TV. They were the first ones, my grandparents, to have a color TV. It was such a big deal. I can't not even tell you.
Wow.
And we watched the Brady Bunch in color. It was like Saturday night, right? I know, it's such a big deal. So Saturday nights, I used to go to Nani's, and we would, Nani would do a shot of Galliano. And sometimes I'd do one too. I think, yeah. Yeah, we used to cross the line there. She was babysitting, and she'd say, well, you want to take a new zip? And I'd be like, yeah, I don't care. So I was like 8 when I look back, and we were like doing shots of Galliano. That's how the Italian old ladies rolled. And
because it was sweet, though. As long as it was sweet, I think.
That's what it was. It was sweet. It was like candy. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. And so Nani, then we would start by watching the Lawrence Welk show, right?
Lawrence Welk every Saturday night.
You remember? See? So we would watch that, but by the end of Lawrence Welk, Nani would be out like a light.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think she had 2 shots to my 1. Right. I know. And then, then I think the Brady Bunch would come on, and then it was the Carol Burnett show.
I love the Carol Burnett show.
Still to this day, my favorite show of all time.
Oh my God. That whole Saturday night lineup
was amazing.
Depending on the era, you had Lawrence Welk, you had like Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, right, Mary Tyler Moore.
Rhoda, Bob Newhart.
Rhoda was my favorite.
Carol Burnett.
Rhoda and Carol Burnett are my 2 favorite shows of all time.
Yeah. The 80s was another decade with the Love Boat and all that, but still, it always started with Ron Paul.
I know, and I would stay up all night. Nani would be out on the couch, and then Nona Judy would come home from being at the club with your dad, right? Of course. So they were at the club, Nona Judy, your dad, and all the Italian guys in the North End. They'd be at the club. Oh, my God.
Right.
And then we had to get up for church, though. That was like a big deal.
I know, 10 o'clock Sunday, Italian mass.
See? You know. And then on the way home, we would stop either at Umberto's to get pizza. We weren't supposed to because it was Sunday dinner cooking. Or we would get donuts, or we go to Mike's Pastry or Modern Pastry and get something. It was a big deal. And all the Italian guys would be out on the streets dressed to kill.
That's right.
Remember?
That's right. They all had their special cologne.
Yep. The special colognes. Oh, my.
Shiny shoes. And they had, my father was a baker.
Your father was a baker.
So all as long as the desk smelled like flour, fresh baked bread, and Old Spice.
Flour, fresh baked bread, and Old Spice.
Old Spice.
Oh, my God.
On Sunday, we get dressed up to go to, we go to 10 o'clock at dine out. Jerry was an altar boy.
Yep, Jerry was an altar boy. I forgot about that.
Club. They went to the club Saturday night, but then they would check in on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Oh, they had to. You had to check in. I don't care how much partying you did at the club or whatever the hell they were doing over there, but you had to show up in the morning.
You had to show up, and on Sunday morning they checked in just to make sure everything was left the way they left it the night before.
Oh, yeah.
Then you'd come home, and my mother would be home cooking the whole time.
Of course. And let me ask you, since it's Mother's Day show, what was, I know your mother was one of my favorite cooks, by the way. I've told you that a million times, but I mean it. Like when I have memories of incredible, like Ziana, everybody had their special things. Like Ziana's cooking was very much, because the Joe's was Abruzzi. So her cooking was very like meat heavy, which I loved because my house was not so meat heavy because my dad was always like weight conscious. So we ate we kind of like, we had to like, my dad was always like wanted to like be skinny. So but I would go to Tiana's and she had like a lot of meat sauces and like sausage and oh my God, all that stuff. And then your mother's house, I associate with seafood. So, so what would your mother make on Sunday afternoons?
Well, Sunday was the typical Italian meal. It was the sauce with all the meat.
Sauce with all the meat. The brajol, did she make brajol?
Always make a brajol, and she put a hard-boiled egg in her.
What did she put in it?
She put a hard-boiled egg in her.
A hard-boiled egg in her brajol? Yeah. Wow.
She made a hard-boiled egg in the brajol, with meatballs, sausage, and on special occasions, she throw in the pig skin.
The pig skin, wow.
Yeah, the skin of it.
You know, Tiana used to put a hard-boiled egg in the lasagna.
Really?
So, yeah, it was really good, right, Rena? So she would oh my God, Rena's texting about, putting stuff on about colognes. Later on, we're going to laugh about these colognes. These Italian guys in their colognes that was no joke.
Oh,
no joke. A lot of them had the Old Spice, so that was a big one. And then
there were different ones for different occasions. But that was
really? Like, what were some of the different occasions? For the different.
Well, on Sunday he would wear something. I remember my father shaving and slapping his cheek with the Aquavelva.
Aquavelva, right? So Sundays is Aquavelva. I love this. Yeah.
And when Joe Namath was big.
Oh my God.
He promoted Bruce.
Wait, you do know that I associate Joe Namath with your mom?
Yes, because she was crazy.
She was crazy about him. And wait, you know what I saw today? Was your mom crazy about Tom Jones too? Because I saw a clip of Tom Jones dancing like a nut. And I remember
him a lot. Like Engelbert Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck, that's right. Oh my God, right. And then the be all end all, Elvis Presley.
Elvis.
No,
that
but
was the king.
Your mother
was the king.
He really was the king. And we talked about this the other day when Elvis Presley died. I remember we were on vacation. I was on vacation with my parents in New Hampshire. And the first thing I thought is, oh my God, what are we going to tell to Louisa?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because she was.
She took it hard.
She took it hard. Oh my! And you guys were up in New Hampshire too, right?
Yes, we were up in New Hampshire, at a little campground. So we came home, and I remember my cousin, who had a break the news store. And
Wow.
it was rough. She took it tough.
Oh my God.
She went to one of his last concerts.
She went to one of Elvis's last concerts?
Yeah. And they weren't big concert goers. My father was concerned about taking her.
He was concerned about what?
Yeah. He was very concerned about taking her because he wanted to make sure she didn't go crazy.
Oh, right. Oh, wait. This is really important. Let me just stop here. So, because this is such an important point. So the Italian guys, this is like so funny. Your father, what Marisa just said is very important that we reiterate this. So Uncle Johnny was afraid to take Louisa to the concert, Elvis concert, because he was afraid she was going to go crazy like a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that's true. They used to go crazy. And even Tom Jones, they used to scream like.
She would scream if she saw him on the TV.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She just would light up when she saw him. But he took her to this concert with like another couple.
Yeah.
And they get into the place. The story goes, they get into the place. Typical Italians, know your exits.
Hi, Joe DeChico just joined. Hi, Joe DeChico's. Know your exits, right?
Yeah, know your exits. And my mother said, yeah, don't worry, I got this. And as soon as she heard the intro music, boom, she took off like a shot.
Oh my God. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Rushed stage with all crazy people.
Oh my God. That's it. She rushed the stage. So
and she came home crushed because as Elvis had that habit of wiping his face with his scarf and then
right, and throwing the towel out.
The lovely women in front while he gave one to her and some witch
stole it.
From her.
So your mother had an Elvis sweat towel for seconds, and then it was ripped out of her grips.
It was ripped from her.
Oh my God. I'm surprised. Knowing your mother, I'm surprised she didn't take off her earrings and beat the lady up.
I'm sure a few shots of phone.
She had a couple of backhands. Yeah, I can see your mother's face now doing that. Oh my God.
You can wield the wooden spoon like nobody, let me tell you. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So Elena Savino has joined us. Hi, Elena. Marisa is on here. Nicole Savino, how are you, honey? We're talking about our family. So you can go back afterwards and watch what we've been saying. Marisa is on with us. Danielle Mazzio has joined us. Hi, Danielle. All right, we got so much going on tonight. Marisa, you're going to have to be a guest sometime when you have to come to the city and be a real guest, not just a phone guest.
Live.
Oh, my God, so much. So, all right, my friend Susie's mom is going to be calling in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So she's really cute. She's from Florida and she's 84. I think she just turned 84 and she's very nervous about calling. She was cute. She was like, I don't have a computer. I go, you don't need a computer. You have a telephone? She's like, yeah. I said, just call in, Mrs. Campanero. So Susie Campanero's mom's calling in a few minutes. Oh my God. Marisa Raskowski, my cousin, thank you so much for joining us. I love you to pieces.
Love you.
And we could talk for days on end, can't we, honey? Days. Oh my God. All right, I love you.
I want to do a show one time though on local politics, me and you, because we went to the town hall meeting and I got to discuss it with people.
Oh, okay. So local politics. Well, you know what? We'll have when you come home. I mean, when you come to visit, because Judy, Judy is a big political enthusiast, so she'll come on the show as well, and we'll do a local politics, New York and Boston politics.
Yeah, please.
Oh my God, that sounds great. All right, sweetheart, love you so much. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. And I know that your kids are going to be great, and they love you every day. It's Mother's Day at your house. I know that. So.
It's a blessing.
Okay.
Thank you, Tia.
I love you so much, honey.
All right.
Bye, sweetheart. All right. So that was my cousin Marisa from Stoneham, Massachusetts. And some of our relatives have joined us here. Oh, my God. We're having so much fun. So Mother's Day edition of What's the Story with Maria. Remember, on armdigitalmedia.com, you can listen to us live on the computer, on the radio. And get your TuneIn app and just go to Armed Radio and you can hear us. Or you can watch us on Facebook Live. I always save the video. Danielle, hi, Maria. I'm joining you from the skies above Newark. Really? Just flying back from Florida. You're up in the air? Love Susie's mom is going to call in. Yeah, Danielle, Susie's mom's going to call in. Susie Campanero. His mom, I was talking to her today. She is adorable. I said, Barbara, I want you to call in. Susie and I, one of my best friends, Susan Campanero, and I did a show A couple. We've done 3 different shows of this. It's called The Bee is Broke. Then The Bee is Back Online. 3 different Bee shows. So what they were was we would do 5 different vignettes, and we would play 5 different characters each. And Susie would play 5, I would play 5. We'd play opposite each other. And the last characters that we would do in all of our Bee shows were our moms. We would play our moms. And Susan would play hers, of course, and I would play mine. And when we wrote the skits, we thought, well, let's just put them in beach chairs and have them have food there. And let's have them talk about us. And what they would say about our lives. So it was a real great way to show off our moms, because my mother she's in heaven, but a very thick accent, Italian accent. So she would, and then I think I see Susan Campanero there. Hold on a second. I put my Susie. Hi, Susie. I am listening in. Hello. I'm Marisol and Lisette were 2 of our characters. We had oh my God, we had so many characters. We had these 2 rappers. We had these 2 Marisol and Lisette from Sunset Park, Brooklyn. It was all these stops on the B train. We had Sunny Italy and the Bakery Girl. Susie was Conchetta, the Bakery Girl. It was Sunny. Oh, I think this is Susan's mom. Just in time. Barbara, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, this is very special. This is Barbara Campanero from Orlando, Florida. And she is my friend Susan Campanero's mom, and my friend. And Barbara, I was just, first of all, happy Mother's Day, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you, dear.
You know I love you to pieces.
Yes, and you know how long we've known each other.
How long would you say? I'm at least 20 years, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
At least.
Because Susan's been in New York for 28 years or more.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And you're one of the first friends.
Right. She was one of my first friends too. So,
right.
So Susie is on the computer. She says, hi, mommy. So, oh my God, she's so cute. So Barbara, first of all, I know that you just had a birthday too, right?
Yes, I did on Sunday.
Happy birthday, kid. Now, do you mind saying your age, or would you rather not?
No, I'm 84 years old.
84 years old. Everybody, big round of applause for Barbara Campanero, 84. May I say that you look as beautiful as the day I met you?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You never age. You never age, Barbara. It's amazing.
Oh, gosh.
So I was just telling, no, it's true. It's true. And now let me tell you something. I was just telling the story about when Susie and I were doing our show, and we used to write about the moms, right? At the end, Susie,
yes, they were so funny.
So funny, right? But let me add, now I remember one of the shows, you and my mom sat at the same table together.
Yeah.
Right? And you guys got along beautifully.
Oh, yes, I loved your mother. She was such a little doll.
She was, but she loved you too. She really enjoyed your conversations. So,
in fact, you want to know something?
What, honey?
I'm sitting in my living room.
Yeah.
With your mother's hand-crocheted blanket that she made me.
All right.
I keep it right by my side all the time.
Okay, now I can't believe you said this, Barbara. Your timing is impeccable, because I have by my side a blanket that my mom hand knitted here. My mom used to hand knit these incredible blankets and all kinds of things. And my Aunt Anna, I have a great story about this particular blanket. Let me tell you very quickly. So
sure.
My mom, just like she knitted you a blanket, she had knitted me a blanket for my bed, right?
Yeah.
Now, years, my mom's been gone now. It's 9 years, I think. And
yeah, gosh.
I know. Can you believe that?
I know.
So my Aunt Anna, my mother's sister, is in a consignment shop in the North End of Boston. And what do you think she comes across? A blanket, a small blanket that my mother knitted, and she had at this consignment shop, and my Aunt Anna found it. And
oh my God.
Can you believe that? And
that is wonderful.
I know, and she bought it for me for Christmas.
Oh.
Can you believe that? So for Christmas,
oh my God.
My Aunt Anna gave me one of my mother's blankets. I mean,
Oh my God.
is that not God in motion or
Oh,
what?
that's God working wonders.
I
Because
know.
that was meant for you to have it.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree 100%. Now, let me ask you something. What are you doing for Mother's Day? I know Susie was there last week, and I know Susie always takes really good care of you.
Well, I don't know yet. Oh, I know Adriana, Anthony, maybe they'll. Well, Adriana just called me tonight. She was in Missouri.
In Missouri?
She's driving up to Chicago tomorrow.
Wow.
And her friend lives in Illinois.
Boy, those kids are go-getters.
Yeah, she's going with her friend, so her girlfriend in college, to bring her car back for the summer. And Adriana's going to fly back home.
Wow.
And they're going to Chicago tomorrow so they could try Chicago pizza.
Oh my God, they're so cute. I love your grandchildren. They are so cute.
She is so cute. She really is.
Oh, well, listen, do me a favor. Give them a big hug for me and Elizabeth, of course.
Will.
And I have John and Susie here, so I'll hug them when I see them. And
okay.
I love you to pieces.
I love you too. You know how much I always love you. When are you going to come and visit me in Florida?
I know. You're right. You know what? And I keep saying I will, and I never do, and I got to stop doing that. I'm going to come see you. I promise.
Okay.
Okay. I love you, Barbara. God bless you.
I love you, sweetheart.
And happy birthday. And I'm not kidding. You look stunning. I saw a picture of you. Susie showed me. You look stunning.
Thank you so much.
Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, okay?
Love and kisses.
Love and kisses, baby. I love you, Barbara. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Oh, my God. Was that adorable or what? Was that adorable? That is Susan Campanero's mother, Barbara Campanero, who is the cutest thing. And so when Susie and I were doing our show, we would do our moms. And they were the most popular of all skits in all our show. Everybody would say, I love when you do your moms. And they felt like they knew our moms by our skits. So hi, Kia Nelson has joined us from Philly. Hi, Kia. We're doing a Mother's Day show today. Okay, so I want to segue into our food section, because I'm hoping and praying that Gina, my cousin Gina Savino of fame, of What's the Story with Maria fame, is going to join us towards the end of our show. She's going to call in, but their shop, Joyce's Unisex Salon, is open till late, so they're still working on customers. So my cousin Marisa says, Mrs. Campanero sounds so sweet. Marisa, you can't imagine how cute she is. She's adorable. She's tiny, and you want to bite her. She's so cute. She's 84. Oh, my God. But anyway, all right, so we're going to segue into our food section. And tonight, Lynn Portis, thank you. Thank you for that conversation on the way to Boston where you said your mother should be your guest. And you are right. And so I always cook for my guests. And so this is, first of all, a portrait of my mother and me that my friend Emily Bruton Schilling, she's on Facebook. She took this picture. It was a surprise. She took this picture off of Facebook that I had posted, and she gave me this gift. She painted me a portrait. Can you imagine? So if you want, she does beautiful portraits. If you're someone that would like a portrait, Emily Bruton Schilling, and her website is artandhonor.com. Let me hold it up so you can see this. So artandhonor.com, artandhonor.com. I have the / meditation because she also has an amazing meditation on that. So that is my friend Emily Bruton Schilling, and she does amazing portraits. So if you want to get a portrait done, call Emily or just find her on Facebook. Okay, so I want to talk about our food. So I said, what would I make my mother? And my mother and I, like I said, I was talking about earlier, we didn't know when we were kids that we didn't know we were poor. They had come from other countries. They were scrambling. My mother worked, everybody I knew worked more than one job. But my mother worked 2 jobs. And at night, when she'd come home from her second job, it was usually about 4 a.m. So I would hear her coming, and I would get right up. And we used to sneak because my sister was still sleeping and my dad was still sleeping. So we used to, in the middle of the night, get up and kibitz, and we would eat. So this was like such a big deal what we would eat, these are such simple things, but we would eat cheese and bread. And it wasn't sliced bread. It was just like these big hunks of bread. My Uncle Johnny was a baker. So we always had bread in the house, which I, to this day, cannot live without bread. So anything I eat, I have to have bread. Where's the bread? I have to have the bread with it. And that comes from having bread as a kid. So my mother and I would have like cheese and bread. That was like a big deal. And we would sneak it. And then we would have, this seems like to me as a kid, this was the biggest deal. Just cucumbers, sliced up cucumbers with oil and red wine vinegar, olive oil, and a little salt and pepper. That was the biggest deal. I can't explain it. To this day, when I think about it, I think of my mother. When I think of my mother, I miss my mom. I eat these things. So, and then I made my mother's favorite pasta, which is aglio, olio, and alice. So what is that to your, my American friends that don't speak Italian? It's a very simple peasant meal. And what it is you take olive oil, you put big things of garlic, and you roast that garlic. And then at the last minute, you throw in, you're not going to like this, but I love it. And most Italians love it, anchovies. So you throw in all these, like you chopped up anchovies, you throw them in, and the oil is super, super hot. So everything sears, and that sears. And then when the pasta is ready and cooked, you drain the pasta, and then you throw the pasta in that oil, and you just mix it all up. That was one of my mother's favorite, probably my mother's favorite meal. As a matter of fact, my Ziana, when my mom was sick at the end of her life, my Ziana and my dad took care of her. And that's what my mother craved. And my Ziana used to tell me she used to make her aglio, olio, and alice all the time. So that was her favorite meal. So I made that for my mom tonight. And, you know, I always have dessert on this show. Italian kids we didn't have dessert. I mean, it was a special treat on a Sunday to go buy Mike's Pastry or something, but we didn't have dessert in the house. What we had after dinner was fruit. We ate a lot of fruit, and melon was the big deal. So I love watermelon. So on my New England plate here, I have delicious watermelon because it's now starting to be in season. I love melon. And Irina will tell you this, as kids, that's what we ate. We didn't have a lot of, people baked and stuff for special occasions, but when we ate simple meals. Hi, Michael Raymer, he's joined. Patricia Powell has joined. Hi, everybody. Hi, Manny. He's joined. How cute, all these great people. So what I want to talk about, so these are the very special things that we have tonight. And I cooked for my mom tonight. Simple, peasant, beautiful food. These are like, this was comfort food to me as a kid. And it also was in a weird way forbidden. Not really, but in my brain, I thought it was, because my mom would come home so late. And like I said, we would sneak to be together and spend those few hours. And then I had to go back to bed and get up for school. So, and Maurice and I have talked about this, these crazy lives that we had because our parents worked nights, and you'd live on naps. And I still do that. I still am a person that mostly lives on naps. It's, you exist by night and by day. And I think we got that from our parents. So, all right, I want to give a shout out to some really important moms in my life. So Judy Mesa is a great mom, and I want to give a shout out to her. And my Ziana, of course, my Nani, my sister. A few years ago, I had a little bit of a health scare. Everything's great. It worked out. However, I was really freaked out, and my mom wasn't around. I didn't know who to talk to. And so there are two really important women that helped me out. One was my friend Michael and John Reynolds' mom, Pat Reynolds. And she, and also my friend Darius's mom, Maubrey. So these two women were the two women that I called or emailed, or they emailed me or called me before I had my operation to check on me and give me like tip by tip, because they had been through the same thing. So I will never forget that. I cannot say enough about people that step in and help each other out. And, you don't even know how something that you say or do to someone, how much it is helping them. And these were two women that really, really helped me. So shout out to Pat Reynolds and Maubrey, Darius's mom. And my friend Catherine Salvio's mother, Ann. just an angel on earth. I love Ann. I love talking to her, and she has just been like such a light in my life. So I wanted to shout out Ann as well, and of course Susie Campanero's mom and my cousins. They're great. So I'm hoping that my cousin Gina can call in soon. I don't know if she can because she might be working, but if not, we appreciate everybody coming on. And I hope Gina can come on. People are, because Gina comes on every week, but sometimes people just get busy. What are you gonna do? So all right. So this is some of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Susie and I have talked about this before. When we were kids, we didn't have play dates. We've talked about that on one of our movies. Play dates were like what? Like everything is so regimented now, and I guess it has to be because the world has changed. But we were, our parents were always working, and we were just scrapping around, running around town. We were playing in the streets and playing in backyards, and we just play dates. We were eating dirt, all the stuff. We riding bikes. It was a very different time, and in a lot of ways, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I had a chance to learn life that way and not be regimented or scheduled and like I said, I'm not judging anybody now because the world has changed. It was a different world. We played out on the street, rode our bikes, we were on roller skates, we played hockey in the street, and that's how we were. And also, this was something that I remember. I would call up because we lived in the North End, so it was like it was city life, right? And my mom, we lived on the 6th floor on Commercial Street in Boston, and the ice cream truck would come around, ding, 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 ding. You'd hear that sound, right? And all of a sudden, all the kids in the street would stop, freeze in their tracks, and everybody would yell out, "Ma!" Now, whose mother was it? Everybody's mother came to the window, and our moms would put, it wasn't dollar bills, it was quarters. They would put, think about coming from the 6th floor, this could kill somebody. They would put quarters wrapped in aluminum foil and throw it out the window. And you would just have to get out of the way. And that was your money for the ice cream truck. And these were such big deals. I miss that simple time. I really do. When you had baseball cards clipped onto your spokes on your bike and it sounded like a motorcycle and the ice cream truck would come by. Oh, and another thing, watermelon. Another reason why I had watermelon. Marisa and Rena, I don't know if you remember this, and any of my North End friends, but they used to have a truck that would come around with watermelon. So this Italian guy would yell up, "Watermelon, watermelon!" And it was a big pickup truck with watermelons. And our parents would send us downstairs with money for the watermelon guy, and we would buy watermelons off the truck. It was the biggest deal. But then you had to carry it up 6 flights of stairs. So that was what wasn't such a big deal. But it was such a big deal to go get the watermelon. But then the reward was you had this amazing watermelon. And they were the best watermelons I ever had in my life. So just little things like that I remember. And all right. So cooking with my mother was really, 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 really important. My mom was an amazing cook, as most of everybody, all the Italian kids I knew, their moms were amazing cooks. And how did we learn to cook? People always say, "Oh, did you take classes or do you follow cookbooks?" And hi, Scotty Silver. How are you, honey? I'm doing a Mother's Day show. And so happy Mother's Day to your mom. So we didn't learn. We learned to cook by standing next to our moms and that's where another place you would bomb. We'd be at we would be at the stoves, and they cooked every day. Every day. There was never a day that my mother didn't cook. Except, of course, when she was getting sick towards the end, that's how I knew things were getting bad. And I actually took a picture of my mom's stove with nothing happening, with the light out. Because that was it was huge that this stove wasn't on at that time of night. And I just remember that, so it was very big. We hung out with our moms. We cooked with our moms all the time. And that's where I learned to cook, by watching her. And there were no recipes. They made these things up, or they kind of these books that are out now are the recipes of these people, of these famous women and men that cooked. But back then they weren't following recipes at all. And also, I just want to say, everybody's got a different situations with their parents, everybody. And I'm not, your situation is your situation. I happen to be someone that had this amazing mom and amazing women in my life. If that's not your case, it's okay too, you know? But there are people in your life that have mothered you and have helped you and have guided you. Remember that it doesn't, you know, there are other people can help us be mothered, whether you had a great mother or not. Like all these women that I mentioned are so important in my life. We as friends help each other out. You know, we mother and father each other. That's what we do. Even we may be the same age. Hi, Vinny Palumbo. You got to go back and watch the show. I think you're going to like it, Vinny. It's about Italians and moms. So Vinny would like the show. And so it just, you know, it's important that we acknowledge the support that we give each other as friends, you know, especially if you move away. Like I've lived in New York now for 29 years. So I don't live where my family lives. And my friends are really like, they are the ones that have come through and helped me. And so that's really important that I say that. Also, if you are, if your mom is in heaven, I know that Mother's Day is sad. It's awful, but there are other things to do, like acknowledge your friends that are celebrating Mother's Day. My first few Mother's Day, I just wanted to go into a cocoon, but I remembered my sister's still a mom. My cousins are still moms. You know, my grandma's still a mom. My aunts are still moms. Like my friends are moms. And, I remember like wanting to support them. So I stayed in the day. And even though it was hard, I stayed in the day. And I think that's important. Maybe not in the beginning, but as time goes on, you know, you see those people in heaven in different lights, and they're around you and they inspire you to do great things. I also try to mother other people. You know, I mean, that's just happened because I'm getting older, and a lot of people now look at me as mom. And even though I'm not a mom, I don't have kids. And I really that was never really my goal, you know. I don't feel like I missed out on that, but I feel like there are people that need me to mother them too, you know, like a lot of the younger people that I work with and things like that, you know. Let me see what Jeffrey Campbell has to say. Jeffrey, when we moved to New Jersey, my sainted mother said, let me know when you are unpacked because I'm coming. Is that adorable? I know. And Beverly was her name. I believe she was a librarian, as is Michael Reynolds' mom, Pat. So librarians, go librarians. And that's one of those examples, you know, like we can do great things. Like I don't, because of Jeffrey's mom, I donate to the New York Library, you know, and so many great moms, you know, and also military moms. Oh my God. I donate to Wounded Warriors too. Military moms. This is an amazing sacrifice that these women make for our country. You know, I see all these things on Facebook all the time that make me cry, that these moms that go away. And Heather Hooten, one of my next door neighbor for a while, she's out in Pennsylvania now. She's a military mom, and shout out, and I salute you. You know, so many great things that happen out there. So also gifts for mom. Okay, so I think it's important, whether you have money or not. If you don't have a lot of money, that's okay. It's important to give sentimental gifts, but it's also very important to give them what they want. You know, sometimes we want to give people what we want, but remember, give them what they want. And one of the things, very simple, inexpensive thing you can give your mom is just don't let her lift a finger that day or for a week. You know, maybe just say, hey, mom, you know, for Mother's Day, I don't have a lot of money, but I'm going to pick up this, or I'm going to run errands for you, or I'm going to clean the house, or whatever it is that you can do, because moms are tired. Moms are really tired. And I know that my mother she never let on, but I'm sure she was exhausted. And, you know, it's just very important to if you don't have a lot of money, you want to do nice things for them. If you do have a little bit of money that you can take them out, they love to be taken out. Mother's Day is the busiest day of the year for restaurants. I know that because I've worked in the restaurant industry for years. So maybe the day before, you know, if it's too crazy that day, take her out the day before and cook at home that day. But also, like, you know, mani-pedis, those are such wonderful things that they don't always spend money on themselves. Moms will spend their money on themselves last. Things like that. You know, maybe you don't know her size or something. Get her a gift certificate to her favorite store. Get her a massage. That's something moms very rarely get for themselves, you know. So I just think that these things are really important. There's I don't know, whatever your particular mom would like. Perfume is always nice, but don't get her a perfume that you don't know if she's going to like or not, because perfumes are very specific. People like what they like. So don't surprise her with some new fragrance she might not like, because it's just going to sit on the shelf. So I think that's very important. That's why I like gift certificates so much. Also, I sell Rodan and Fields, and if you already are one of my customers, there's so many great gifts. Now, this is if you already are. I mean, because you wouldn't get it in time. What's up, Jimmy? I think we're down for 4 minutes. Okay. So there's some really great gifts that you can. This is an under eye cream. This is a lip renewing serum. And this is I started using this just recently. It's the hand cream, off the hook. All right. So Jimmy said he would give me a warning, and I'm going to do a song right now that I wrote for my mom for Mother's Day many years ago when she was still around. And it's called My Mother and the Red Sox. And the reason I wrote it is because I was coming back from Boston on the Greyhound bus, and I was on my way to New York. And I felt this pang of guilt. I thought, oh, did I do the right thing? I live in New York, and my parents are getting older. And this was way before she got sick, but I was feeling guilty. And I passed Fenway Park on the left as you go into New York. And I thought to myself, you know what? I wrote these lyrics. On the Greyhound bus, and then I wrote the song as a gift to my mom. It's called My Mother and the Red Sox, and I hope you like it. I'm going to close out the show with this. So, left my life in Massachusetts. Seems like a million years ago. My ghost back then were haunting. I needed to go, so I got sober that October. New York found my gas tank there, knowing only distance would help me to reveal, and fate has smiled upon me in the city that I sleep in. New York has brought me happiness. I think that I am keeping. Yes, New York is a city that I will never feel lost in. My mother and the Red Sox live in Boston. Here I have a good life. It's the life I dream. Back there in Massachusetts, when I was 17, and many years have come and gone, and finally I am free to be the kind of person that I was meant to be. And fate has smiled upon me in the city that I sleep in. New York has brought me happiness. I know that I am keeping. Yes, New York is the city that I will never feel lost in. But my mother and the Red Sox up in Boston. They live in Boston. Way up in Boston. They live in Boston. Way up in Boston. All right, so that was a song I wrote for my mom for Mother's Day. I hope that you liked it. It's my ode to living in New York and missing my hometown. And also, I want to thank, thank you, Marisa. I want to thank Faye Lawson. Faye Lawson is Lynn Portis's mom, and she is my favorite feminist. And she has been so inspiring. We talk politics, we talk life, and I just love her. And Lynn was the one who said I should do this show. I wanted to do a Mother's Day tribute somehow, and I didn't know who my guest should be. And Lynn was the one that said, your mom should be your guest. So my mom is my guest. And so thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. We love that you come back every week and support us and support. Please have a wonderful Mother's Day. God bless you all. And I want to leave you with this thought. Whatever your situation is with your parents, make peace with your parents because you become them. So thank you. God bless you and happy Mother's Day.